Hey everybody, welcome back to Wall Street Homestead. It's a nice cool evening here in the garden out here doing a little watering and harvesting. Thought I'd jump on here and do a quick video here in Tomato Alley, as I call it. So we'll turn the camera around and we'll get started. Okay, we'll get started here in Tomato Alley. First one here is called a Mrs. Maxwell. It's doing quite well. It's growing out of the top of the cage. There's the top of the cage, and it's growing right at the top. We've had one off of that. I didn't get to eat it, but my wife said it was very good. This one I've chose because it was supposed to do real good in the heat, which we've been having a lot of heat. I do believe the compost manure I used this year wasn't composted quite enough, because it's surely putting on, I haven't hardly fertilized this at all, and it's doing a lot of growing. It's put on a few tomatoes right now. Well, we've been so hot, it's been hard for it to set on. I think the one we picked the other day was the only one we've gotten off of it. Then this one is a Brandywine. Again, it's growing quite well. This is I do believe everything we've got going this year is heirloom, with the exception of one. This one, except and then in our cherries. This one is a Brandywine. Don't think we've got anything off of it. It's first year we've grown it. It's the first year we've grown every variety we've got this year. We've got several different varieties. And if you notice, we have basil, each one of our wicking tubs, and a zinnia also to help draw in the pollinators. And I think basil is supposed to do some other beneficial things for tomatoes. And of course, it's chewing a basil leaf every now and then. There's nothing wrong with that. This one is Amish Red. We have had a couple off of it. It is setting on some nice ones. Having a little bit of trouble with some blossom end rot, but not much. They've all grown really well, so I'm pretty sure the manure compost I used was pretty hot. So, but they're growing. They're making wonderful vines and bushes. This one is an Illini Star, and right now at the moment it's setting on and making the pretty good tomatoes. They're not very big ones though. Not really a slicer. I wouldn't call them a slicer. Sorry about all the moving around, but they're a slicer, small slicer, or maybe a large salad tomato. And our basil is just going crazy in these wicking tubs. Like I said, there's one plant in each one, and they're just almost taking over. We need to start cutting them back. This one is a, let me look, I forget. Goliath. It's supposed to be a bigger tomato. We've got several setting on and starting to ripen, but they're really not very big. I don't know if that's the weather, or maybe they weren't as big as we thought they were going to be. Maybe the name's deceiving. So, and then in this one is what is called a 42-day. It's a determinate. The basil has definitely overtaken this one. We've had some off of it. They're bigger than a cherry. I guess you'd call them a salad tomato, a 1 or 2 ounce. But yeah, our basil's blooming like crazy. Then this one is Eva's Purple Plum tomato, or something like that. Eva's Purple Plum tomato. They're not purple, but they are sitting on, and they're not getting very large. I'm going to say they're a large salad tomato, small slicer. Again, the basil. We do have some weeds growing in our tubs this year, but it's easy to weed because they're not very big and up off the ground. And here we have, this one is, let me look at the tag. I forgot. Anyway, Big Zack hybrid. This is, I think, the only hybrid full-size tomato. Like I said, it's been awful hot. It really hasn't set anything on. I can't really say how it tastes. The basil's kind of taking, take that back. It has set one on. It's already turning. It looks like a nice, I think I'd call it a small slicer. I thought maybe it was going to be a beefsteak. But again, I mean, look at the plant. There's the top. which is that's at about 5.5 foot. It's the cage, or I think it's a 5-foot cage, and then it goes. It's taller than I am, and I'm at 6'1". So the very tops of those are at I'm say between 6.5 and 7 feet. So anyway, let me turn around and let you see. This is what it looks like going the other direction. So this is, I'm calling Tomato Alley. They're doing good, not having a lot of production yet. But anyway, I'll come back here in a second and show you my tomato towers. Okay, we're back. We've got 3 of these tomato towers. That's what I call them. I got the idea from Leon, from Gardening with Leon, to put them in there and just let them drape over. There is 4 tomato plants in each of those tubs, and then they're supposed to just kind of drape over like this, and then they're pick them and easy to get to. I did it last year and did very well. This year I did when I planted them, we had day after day after day of strong south winds, and instead of them all draping over on their own sides, they just tangled up into one big mess. And this is what we've got. This one did come down like it was supposed to. Thing is though, I got to trace back the vine to see which one it is, because they didn't grow where they were supposed to. This one's called Valley Green Cherry. I think that was a tomatoes variety. We got it at a dollar store for 39 cents, something like that. We were just trying some different things. I was trying to get as many different varieties with different colors to get as many colors. In that mess, I do know there is the blueberry and the Brad's Atomic. I've gotten a few blueberries. They were really good. Don't have any on right now. This, and also in each of these tubs are also basil and zinnias. You got something running, dear. In this one, I don't even remember what's in this one. Just cherry tomatoes and basil and a zinnia, but I don't remember the varieties that are in here. Oh, here's a tag, but it's all faded. I think there might have been some jelly bean, maybe. I had some Rapunzels. Yep, there's a Rapunzel in there. Haven't got any of those. These were all put in a little later, so they're a little smaller. There's an Ann's Sugar Gem. Oh, let me look here. And yeah, we got 2 Ann's Sugar Gems. So, and then this one is another one that kind of grew like it's supposed to, but it's still part of it's a tangled mess. And this is honey. This one, Honey Drop. There's an Amish apricot in there, which produces these little gold colored ones, and they're pretty tasty. We've had some of those. I think here's some Porters, which we grew last year and we liked very well. Again, this one ended up being a tangled mess. A few of them grew over the edge kind of like they were supposed to, but they all balled up and trying to grow at the same direction because of all the strong south. Okay, here's an experiment my wife's doing with a 5-gallon bucket wicking tub. She's got 2 tomato plants, which I don't think that's, I think you should only be doing 1 in a 5-gallon tub. But there's 2 tomato plants in there. They are setting on. Don't know the varieties. They were some leftovers we had after we were planting ours. And then she also has 2 zinnia plants in there, which I think it's a little too much, but they are growing. You just got to water them. You got to make sure you put water in them every day because they drink it up.
We got quite a harvest tonight after Andy filmed the Tomato Alley video, and he picked peppers and tomatoes and a squash. And this week is Andy's birthday, and I got him a Haas Tools basket, harvest basket, and he was pretty happy about that. I may have to get a few more. It's a beautiful evening here. Biscuit thinks that looks good. We appreciate you watching. Have a good week.
Alrighty, so there's the tomato tour. Thank you for watching here at Wall Street Homestead. We appreciate you coming around. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. We appreciate all you. Wouldn't be here without you. If you're new here, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. And we are also on Instagram. I put quite a bit of stuff up on there, or at times. Get busy and don't do that a lot. It's been a while since I've done a video, so it is what it is. Hey, but thank you again. Have a blessed and wonderful evening. It's in the evening. It's cooled off. You can hear the locusts in the background or whatever they are. Good summer sounds. And just out here working in the garden. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.